Good evening on behalf of Texarkana Gameday. Welcome to another Friday night of football. I am Jay Davis, and I appreciate you joining me tonight for tonight's matchup, and I am joined by the Quinn Stanfield one and only.
I don't know if I've been called the Quinn Stanfield, but glad to be here with you. It's going to be a fun night.
It is. We are located here in Lamar County, and tonight's game is against the Paris Wildcats. They are coming off of their first win of the season against Van by a score of 45-13. And their preseason has definitely been filled by teams that are expecting to make some deep runs. They have played Salina, and they lost 45-14. And district foe of Pleasant Grove, Liberty Ilo, they fell 28-0. And Gilmer, also district foe, they fell 50-7. But Pleasant Grove comes in tonight with their record of 3-1, coming off of a 63-28 win over Frisco Memorial. Quinn, what did you think coming out of that game once it was over?
Well, some conversations with different guys. I just said, kind of from all of our games, I want to know what is the real Pleasant Grove Hawks team this year? What do they really look like? We've looked really good against Frisco Memorial. Didn't look good at all, obviously, against Byrd. And made some improvements against Midland Christian. So, really, who are we? What's our identity? What's the real Hawk team going to look like? I think we're just now beginning to figure that out. It looks to me, especially based on last week, the team's just beginning to start to gel. We saw better offensive line play. We saw downfield blocking, I thought was a big improvement last week. And Akari, you can just tell he knows it's his team to run now. And so I think we're going to see a lot of good stuff in the days going ahead.
Well, and last week during preseason, I said that game was going to be a game of questions for me. And, of course, one of those was, will we see the Jalen Borley of old? And that was one that was able to gain yards after contact. And he answered that question with a resounding yes.
Yeah, we definitely saw the old Jalen had a great game. A lot of power runs, just running over people, breaking tackles.
Yeah, 177 yards total on offense and averaged more than 11 yards per rush and 19 yards for each reception, and I believe he even had a couple of touchdowns and continues to make an impact on the defensive side as well.
That's exactly right, and I think he's still kind of finding his place on the defensive side, but he's solid what he does. He's very solid there, but I think he's still learning the pace of the game and relying on his instincts right now on that side as much as anything else.
Well, and I definitely enjoyed seeing Akari go to the air with more than 181 yards through the air, and he had, 4 total touchdowns last week, 2 through the air and 2 on the ground. So definitely good to see the Hawks be able to get the ball into the air, when needed.
That's right. And I think we're going to see Akari do some more of that tonight as they keep working on the passing game.
Yeah, this is actually going to be the first game that you could possibly play that comparison game to, some of our district foes and just seeing how Pleasant Grove, matches up since Paris has already played Gilmer and Liberty Ilo. And, Liberty Ilo had a pretty impressive defensive game against them and kept Paris shut out.
This is one of those games I was talking to a friend today where people refer to it as a trap game because historically Paris is just a really good team, a good program. And what we've heard so far this year is they're down some. So it'd be really easy for Pleasant Grove to come in and expect to just have this game be a blowout and get caught by surprise because Paris is not going to lay down for them by any means. So it's a trap game. It's dangerous.
Yeah, there's definitely no love lost between, these two teams. They've played each other tough year after year. And, most of the time you've even had some lopsided games, going, in different directions. So I would imagine both coaches are willing to, score as many points as their teams can tonight.
Yeah, I think the goal for Pleasant Grove tonight, beyond just winning, is getting some experience for some guys, getting some younger guys on and letting them get lots of really good reps. But obviously it's just to come out healthy. You got 1 week after this one to rest and get ready to start district play. So the big goal tonight's got to be finish this game healthy.
Well, with both offenses running out of the wing, I would expect this game to move rather quickly tonight, especially if both teams play clean. with limited penalties.
Yeah, I don't think that'll hurt any of our feelings if we get to make the roll back pretty early.
We're about to have the playing of our national anthem. We bring the captains out first.
Let's call the captains for the teams while we wait. We've got for Paris Wildcats is number 3, Jonathan Jones, number 45, Preston Harper, and number 54, senior Patrick Rowland.
Yeah, Preston's an outstanding linebacker for Paris.
Trying to see the numbers for the Hawks. I know we got number 8, Corbin Franklin. Number 30 is Coy Martin. Can't make out who else is out there right now.
Victor Shaw.
And 52 is Matthew Thomas.
Yeah, Matthew's a quiet leader on that team and has done a very, very good job playing center this year.
This is the highest award our district can bestow. We recognize distinguished graduates for being outstanding role models and hope our students are challenged by them to achieve greatness with character. This is what our distinguished
We are the second day into fall, doesn't it feel like it? I think it's 89 or 90 degrees right now and probably 100 to 105 on the field.
That should change for us next week, I believe. We'll start seeing some highs in the 80s, a little more comfortable.
He was given the opportunity to travel the world and to live in 4 major cities.
I did find out that a week ago we were missing Caden McFadden from the Hawk team, and he was not injured. He was sitting out on concussion protocols just to be careful, and didn't officially have concussions. They were just making sure that he was going to be okay, and then came back in that Frisco Memorial game, scored 3 touchdowns after getting to sit out a game.
Yeah, he definitely looked very good once he got the ball in open field, and it's definitely exciting to see him be added to that running back role. And of course, Spencer Danner, expect him to have a good night tonight as well.
Yeah, Spencer's just shy of being halfway to 1,000 yards on the season. So the Wildcats have won the toss, and they have elected to defer to the second half. So as we get ready to begin after our national anthem, we'll begin with the Wildcats kicking off to the Hawks.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to see the homecoming court come out before the game. This is Paris's homecoming game.
And tonight's anthem will be led by our very own PHS choir, and the choir is under the direction of Grace Tucker.
You want me to get the receiver?
I believe that was the parish choir group that performed the anthem in the end zone, and we could faintly hear it where we are in the press box. Both drill teams are making their way off the field and into the stands, and we are just seconds away from starting off another night of football.
Wildcats coming on to the field. Number 18, Paul Torres, will do the kickoff duties. Akari Johnson starts deep for the Hawks, joined by Jalen Borley along with Torian Phillips. We are underway. Akari Johnson takes the ball into the end zone, but brings it out. It comes to the 15, crosses the 20, just shy of the 25-yard line, and is brought down where the Hawks will begin this first possession.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised that he was going to bring that out of the end zone, but he definitely was able to at least get back to where Pleasant Grove would have, maybe a few extra yards what Pleasant Grove would have gotten.
Johnson takes the first snap, runs around the left side, is tight walking the sideline, gets it down near the 45-yard line before he's brought down.
Yeah, that appeared to be one of the strange formations that little trick play worked for Akari there.
Exactly the way they started the game last week. Same direct snap to him, planned run around the left side, exact same start. Johnson under center that time, but there is a flag on the play. It is a false start called against the Hawks. That backs the ball up to the 41-yard line. The Hawks play it again, 1st and 15. Johnson gives it off to Danner. Danner hurdles a tackler. Gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard shy.
It looks like the coaches were just going to run that same play again, and E.T. Turner was there in his linebacker role to make that stop.
Second and 12 for Pleasant Grove. Johnson hands it to Borley. Borley crosses that line of scrimmage. Not quite to the 50.
Yeah, Preston Harper, their leading linebacker, was there to be able to make that stop.
It's 3rd and 7 for the Grove.
Jackson Gibson bringing in the play.
Akari's rolling right, looking for somebody to throw to. Had it in the hands of Victor Shaw and just got through Victor's hands. Victor pats himself on the chest saying, "My fault."
Yeah, Preston Harper was there following him to the sideline. I think even if he had caught that, it probably would have been short of the first down. But
so with that, Cade Martin comes in to punt for the Hawks, and going back deep to receive for the Wildcats is number 5, Decurion Douglas. Last year and this year so far, Cade Martin as a punter has been a weapon. Douglas picks up the punt. Pretty good strategy by him to try to surprise everybody. He had a seam there for a minute, but the Hawks did a good job of closing that door.
yeah, Jaden Stewart was there to stay in his lane, was able to tackle him, keep him within that 20-yard line. Eli Ward taking the snap.
Ward hands it off. Ball's going around the right side. There is some room over there. Like Akari Johnson made the play to push him out of bounds. That was carried by number 23, Trevin Hohenberger.
Yeah, Akari was able to use that sideline as the 12th man on the defense and keep that to a gain of just 5.
Out to the 22, second down and 5 for your Wildcats.
Ward hands it off again. This time the ball's going up the middle. Positive yards for the Wildcats. A lot of pushing and shoving. Typically, as there's some jawing going on between the Hawks and the Wildcats in most sports. And picked it up right here early in this game.
Yeah, Jamin Wheeler was there pretty quick to keep that to a short gain, bringing up a 3rd and 2.
For your Wildcats.
I think the Hawks might have jumped off sides. There's a flag on the play. A lot of scrum. There's another flag on the play.
Yeah, Caden McFadden was there to put the hit on him going out of bounds.
There's a flag right at the beginning of the play. It looked like the Hawks jumped, but maybe they were drawn off sides. Typically on a false start, there's a stoppage of play. We saw him begin the signal. That's a offsides called against the Pleasant Grove Hawks. I'm not sure what the second penalty was over on the sideline. I assumed it was going to be a late hit because I didn't see the play. Nothing called there.
Yeah, it looked like McFadden and both the running back were inbound, so I'm not sure what that flag would have been.
Ward hands it off. Get about maybe a yard on that play for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Eddie Tank was there quick to get him stopped there at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard gain.
Number 60, Eddie Tank, with the tackle for the Hawks. Gain of 1, second and 9. After 30.
Second and 9. We've got 8 minutes and 35 seconds with a running clock in the first quarter. Ward in shotgun this time, rolling to his right and looking downfield. Looked like his receiver and the Hawks defensive back kind of got their feet tangled up a little bit, and that might have worked out to the Hawks' advantage.
Yeah, Caden McFadden fell down, and then Braden Beck was overthrown there.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 9 for Paris.
Both of these offenses have faced a 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, and when you run that wing, those are tough distances to get in one play.
So we have a timeout called by Paris.
And we want to take a Texas A&M Texarkana timeout commercial. We will see you on the other side.
Whether you're looking for a new garage door or just need repairs, Overhead Door stands for excellence. With a complete line of garage doors and openers, plus expert service you can trust. Beautifully designed, beautifully crafted, trusted for more than 90 years. Always look for the Overhead Door logo to be sure you're getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door.
Wildcats will have three receivers at the bottom of the screen.
Ward in the shotgun, rolling to his left. He's got a man in the flat. That is Malik Johnson. Makes the catch, but he's pushed out of bounds, well short of the first down. There's another flag on the play.
Yeah, late hit there out of bounds, and that's going to give them a first down.
Well, that is shooting yourself in the foot. If you're a Hawks fan, you've made a great stop on a 3rd and 9 play, and you give them a free first down. Ward hands it off to Hohenberger, trying to make his way around the right side, but he doesn't find any room, and he's going to be dropped for a loss.
Yeah, Buck Anderson was there, one of the Hawks, to help make that stop.
We talked about Buck a little bit last week, being called up. He's already on the varsity team, but he's a freshman on the varsity team, and been out there as a, I don't think officially a starter, but he's getting lots of playing time. That's pretty impressive. He's a great athlete. Ward handed off, a little inside play there. Might have got 2 out of that.
Buck was there once again to help make that stop. Tadrick Dawson there was with the carry. Looks like we have another flag. I think I shared with everyone when we broke this streaming service, we are in Lamar County. And gives Paris another first down and moving down the field.
I missed what happened. I mean, I saw the flag, I heard the penalty call, but I didn't see what brought it on.
It may have been from the sideline.
Oh, Ward makes the pass over to the left. I think Akari Johnson had big eyes thinking he was going to get to it, but it did fall incomplete.
Yeah, Akari was hoping to scream out tip drill. Had that slowed down any at all, he would have had a pick 6 in his eyes.
That makes it 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. 7:18 on the clock right now in the first quarter. Ward handed off. Got some room around the left side. That's number 26, Tadrick Dawson.
Yeah, Logan Holt was there, joined with a few other Hawks to help bring him down.
That is a Wildcat first down. Ball at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10.
Malik Johnson bringing that play in and then coming to the bottom of your screen.
Ward handed that to Aldrin Gill, trying to make his way around the right side. Hawks get there to stop him at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, Torian Phillips was there for the stop, and Corbin Franklin forced him to keep going wider and wider for no gain.
Hawks defense on this drive has done a pretty good job of actually stopping the plays. What's kept the ball going is the things outside of the play. Ward handed it off in the middle that time, and I'm not sure of the number of the ball carrier. That was 26. Tadrick Dawson, he just met several Hawks as he tried to make his way through the pile.
Yeah, I think the first one he met was Victor, and he definitely shut that down to a very, very short gain.
So we come to 3rd and 10, 5:40 left in the first quarter. Big play for both teams at this point. Ward in the shotgun, he's looking left, pumped it. got an open receiver, threw it short. Looks like the Hawks, thought the Hawks picked it off. The official is saying it hit the ground. But still, it's a stop for Pleasant Grove. We're going to bring up 4th and 9.
Yeah, the wind is blowing from our right to the left. So it's going to be an aided field goal attempt here.
This will be number 18, Paul Torres, coming out to attempt the field goal. It'll be off the hold from 5, Dicorian Douglas.
Rocking Torian from the outside.
The kick is blocked.
I picked the wrong edge. That was Lance Jackson there.
That's a big play for the Grove.
It looked like both ends were definitely going to show some pressure there, and Lance was able to get in there and take advantage of some of his length and block that kick.
Do we have the ability to see a replay on that, guys? Johnson hands the ball to Danner. Danner's got a seam, and he's got wheels. One man can catch him, and he was caught by number 14, Jadrian Henderson.
Yeah, Spencer, when he runs, I mean, he just makes it look easy. Waits and looks for his holes. Plenty of holes there.
Give to Danner again, running right through the same seam, and it's there once more. Danner does get the first down. Ball is carried down to the, let's say, 26-yard line.
And Douglas was one of the ones there to help make that stop.
We're going to have a timeout by the Wildcats.
And we're going to go ahead and take another commercial break. And special thanks to Texas A&M Texarkana for these timeout sponsorships.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company, our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
We are back from the timeout. Pleasant Grove has the ball at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. No score on the board after a Pleasant Grove blocked a field goal attempt by Paris. Johnson gives it to Danner for the 3rd time in a row, and he's found the same seam up the left side. Looks like the Hawks have found a little something they like. Keep going back to the well right there.
Yeah, Decurion Douglas was there on the stop again, and if we continue to call his name out on the defensive side, that's not going to bode well for the Wildcats, because defensive backs tackling running backs is never a good sign.
I said earlier in our broadcast that Spencer Danner is just shy of halfway to 1,000. He came into this game with 480-something rushing yards. I believe that's Jaden Stewart on the carry that time, working his way up the left side. Just a good power run, moving the pile. Had some help from an offensive lineman there. That was number 59, Caden Allen, making the push.
Number 53 was there for the tackle, but I do not have 53 on the roster that was provided to me.
Kari gives to Danner again. Exact same seam that's been there the last 3 plays, and he takes it in for the first Pleasant Grove score.
Jadrian Henderson was there to attempt to make the tackle 4 or 5 yards into the end zone, but once again, defensive backs tackling running backs is not going to bode well.
That's a 9-yard scoring run for Danner, and if I'm not mistaken, 4 out of 5 plays that drive, he carried the ball.
all for positive yards.
Caleb Jones' point after is good, so we are at 3:53 left in the first quarter as Pleasant Grove takes a 7-0 lead over the Paris Wildcats. That's first. I'm gonna start that all over again, okay? That is Caleb Jones' first point after this evening, but last week he tied the school record for point after attempts made in a single game at 9.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove was one score shy of tying their highest points ever. Definitely a good offensive outing last week.
Hawks are lining up to kick off, and Paris sends their kick return team out. Deep for the Wildcats is number 2, Marcavius Washington. Trying to make out the other numbers. I think it's a 5 on the other side, Dakarian Douglas. Great kickoff by Baca, puts it all the way in the end zone. He's becoming a weapon for the Hawks as well.
Yeah, and that was against the wind too, so what a strong leg by him. Definitely want to share a score of interest. The Sulphur Springs Wildcats are leading Liberty Island 7-6 right now. And the Texas High Tigers are tied with Hallsville 7-7.
Eli Ward under center for the Wildcats begins this possession. Handoff off the right side. Looked like it really wasn't going to go anywhere. And then the pile surged forward for a good positive gain.
Wheeler and Buck Anderson were two of the Hawks of many that were in on that stop.
That carry was Tedrick Dawson. Make it 2nd and 4. 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Ward hands it off to Aldrin Gill.
Jamin Wheeler there again on the stop, along with Logan Holt.
No real gain on the play. 3rd down and 4. So let me correct that. Gain of 2, so it's 3rd and 2.
Pressure coming in the middle for Pleasant Grove. Leaves the outside open.
That was Tedrick Dawson with the toss around the left side. Big gain for the Wildcats. Just found a really good seam. Didn't look like anybody really missed a tackle. Nobody was there.
Yeah, tough running after contact there.
That looked like it might have been a busted play, and the Hawks are all over it to drop Ward in the backfield.
Yeah, Jamin Wheeler definitely having a good game on the defensive side tonight with that tackle.
That's going to make it 2nd and 20.
I'm looking on this side on the bottom of the screen where you've got Lance, Akari, and McFadden all on the same side. Sort of seems unfair in my opinion.
Ward rolling right, but there is a flag on the play. So we get a little stoppage with 1:43 left in the first quarter. False start is the call against Paris. Finally have one that goes the other way.
Yeah, each of these offensive definitely created some holes to battle after some negative plays and penalties.
Ward looking to throw. He throws a jump ball to the sideline. It is caught by Johnson, but the official again says he's out of bounds. That's 2 for Akari. They've taken both away. Going to bring up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 23. Ward hands it off on the inside. Some power running by a Wildcat. That's an impressive run by that young man. I believe that was Dawson once again.
And Jamin Wheeler was one of the ones that stepped in there, but yeah, just some great running after that first point of contact by Paris.
So the Wildcats are kind of in no man's land here. Don't really want to punt at this spot, but you're too far away to go for a field goal. So it looks like they're going forward on 4th and 9.
Looks like they may use their last time out of the actually they're just taking a delay of game.
Yeah, Wildcats take the delay of game penalty. Will back it up a little bit. And now they will probably punt as they come back out. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. 4th down and 14 officially.
Preston Harper, their linebacker, is the one back to take the punting responsibilities for the Wildcats.
Well, let's just say that was dangerous. Kari looked like he was going to field it, and I don't know if he changed his mind or lost it in the lights or what happened there, but he spun out of the play and held both hands up saying he didn't touch it. Wildcats are saying that he did touch it, went in the end zone, but it has come back out for a touchback.
Yeah, if any members of the Curtain Call Productions are watching, they may want to see if Akari has some extra time to do some acting.
Let's see if we get a full dose of Spencer Danner again. That's the first handoff given to Danner. Wildcats did a better job of closing that seam that time as Danner tried to cut it back towards the middle. He might have gained a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, Jordan Perkins was able to hang on to him, keep him to a 2.5, 3 yard gain there.
So that brings the first quarter to 0-0 to finish it out, where the Pleasant Grove Hawks have a 7-0 lead over the Paris Wildcats. And we'll come back in just a minute to begin the second quarter.
Here at Texarkana College, it is our mission to advance.
All right, let's get real. We do things differently at Texarkana College. We understand the real world and we know how to prepare our students. Whether you're starting right out of high school or starting over, there is something for everyone at Texarkana College. Learn more at texarkanacollege.edu.
Texas A&M University Texarkana has brought the excitement of college athletics to your hometown. Our student athletes come from right down the street, across the country, and around the world to compete in tennis, soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, cross country, and volleyball. Come cheer on the Eagles and experience the action-packed thrill of TAMUT Athletics. For scheduled information, visit TAMUT Athletics on Facebook or visit www.tamuteagles.com.
While we wait for this quarter to start, I'll give you some updated scores where we have Liberty Iowa trailing Sulphur Springs 14-6. Texas High just scored to make it 14-10 over Hallsville.
Johnson fakes the hands off. He works around the right side, and he's got green grass in front of him to take the ball out near the 45, about the 43-yard line. That's a Pleasant Grove first down.
And Malik Johnson was there to wrap him up and wait for some other Wildcats to join him to bring Akari down.
I like watching Akari kind of roll right or roll left and then just put it in a different gear and take off. Reminds me of a particular running back that I didn't like quite as much in 2018 from Cuero.
Whittington is quite the specimen.
He just had that gift of rolling it out and waiting, then throwing it in gear. It was amazing.
I'm a big fan of him now.
Jalen Borley carried for the Hawks.
And we definitely need to find out who number 53 is, because that was his second tackle of the evening.
No gain for Pleasant Grove. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Akari on the keeper around the right side. He picks up some blocking in front of him, walking down the sideline, and is pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line for another Pleasant Grove first down.
Yeah, had Jadron Henderson not been there to force him out of bounds, he definitely would have had a lot more yardage there. Did get an updated name. Number 53 is Diego Lopez for the Wildcats.
Give a shout out to number 4, Jackson Gibson. Some good downfield blocking that sprung Akari for another 7 or 8 yards past the line. Johnson rolling left, looking downfield, nothing there. The ball comes loose. Hawks are able to get back on it. That is number 57, I believe, Joseph Bailey. Was able to get it.
Yeah, very fortunate, because that would definitely have been an easy chance for the Wildcats to have turned the ball over there.
Johnson was trying to roll to his left, found pressure there as he tried to come back to his right. The defender had beaten Joseph Bailey, so he had pressure on both sides. So fortunately, Bailey was able to get on top of the ball and get it back for the Hawks. Cade McFadden on the carry that time. He was slammed down or grabbed by the jersey. He went down pretty hard.
I believe that was Jeremiah Smith with that stop. Very forceful stop there.
Ball is at the Hawks' 45-yard line. It is 3rd down and forever. You don't have many plays in the playbook for a wing T offense at 3rd and 24. And the Hawks are going to get flagged for a very obvious false start that time.
The tight end there was a little anxious to get that play started.
Remember I said earlier in our broadcast, this is kind of a trap game for the Hawks, and it seems to me a little like we're playing that way. We're making mistakes, shooting ourselves in the foot. I don't feel like we're getting beat right now by the other team. It's Torian Phillips around the right side, did a little high stepping like he was trying to juke the guy out a little bit. He works it down to about the 42, 43-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and long, or 4th and long.
Yeah, E.T. Turner was there making that stop.
Officially on the scoreboard, it's 4th and 15. Just like the Wildcats were earlier, Hawks are in that no man's land. Gonna line up and go for it. Phillips goes in motion. Johnson looking downfield. Got a man open. That is Jackson. Just overthrew him just by a hair. He had about 2, maybe 3 steps on the defender. Ball just a little overthrown.
Yeah, good play call there. Just a little bit outside of his reach.
8:19 left in the first half, and the ball is at the 42-yard line as Paris comes out to try to answer the Hawks score.
Looks like we may have a different quarterback in now. Looks like it's going to be the coach's son.
To the right, he's got a man open downfield. There's definitely a pass interference right there. That's one of those where you would rather get the flag than give up the 6 points, though.
Yeah, Braden Beck was the intended receiver. Corbin Franklin definitely covered him up quite well.
Quarterback on that play was 23 Hohenberger. Receiver did have a couple of steps. He slowed down for the ball, and I think it's every bit as much that the Hawks defender just kind of caught up with him and ran into him.
Looks like Trevin will remain at the quarterback position.
Hohenberger keeps it up the middle. Takes it out to about the 37, 36-yard line. It's going to bring up a third down.
Second down,
second
second
down
and
because of
3.
the penalty.
Yeah, he fell at the feet of Corbin after being tripped up somewhere in the line, but was able to get a pretty good gain out of that. Takes us to 7 minutes and 35 seconds and counting remaining in this first half.
Hohenberger takes a snap, working his way around the left. He got a good block on the outside. He's pushed out of bounds. It's Corbin Franklin on the play. Hohenberger's not listed on the roster as a quarterback.
Correction 31.
Hohenberger gives it to Dawson. Tried to work around the right, back up the middle. Several Hawks in on that play, joined by several flags being thrown.
Victor Shaw was there to help make that stop, but I believe gripping of the face mask may be called here. No? Yes. Yeah, he was running south, but his face was north on that play. They will call that.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Ball has come free. That was Dawson, carried to middle. Ball bounced out. Hawks are saying they have it. Officials are saying Wildcat ball. 2nd down. That was Dawson carrying the ball.
Looks like McFadden forced that ball out.
I think we're seeing more and more of these T-shirts ripping out from under the jerseys. Maybe that's a new strategy now.
Yeah, Paris very, very fortunate to be able to get that ball back. Starting quarterback is back in.
Ward back under center. It's a touchdown by Dawson as he runs up the middle.
Yeah, untouched, big hole.
Well, like we said earlier, Paris isn't going to lay down. I mean, they're not going to just give it to you.
Trevin Hohenberger definitely looked good during that series whenever he did take over the quarterback role for a few plays.
Point after is good by Paul Torres. So 6.5 minutes left in the first half, and your score is tied at 7 apiece. It's maybe one of those games, Jay, where it'd be interesting to be in the locker room at halftime.
That and even the coaches' headsets right now. We are next to the Pleasant Grove Eyes in the Skies, and I'm amazed at all the paperwork that they have to go through and look at for.
They've been pretty quiet as well. We haven't heard a lot of banging on the tabletops and slamming of anything.
Paul Torres putting this ball in play.
Hooch kick, those are a little bit dangerous sometimes. That's Zach May on the carry, on the return. Zach had his first offensive plays last week. Carried the ball a few times and rushed for 51 yards before he got injured and had to come out. It was good to see him back on the field this evening.
I sort of took a deep breath when I saw him running back towards the center of the field there.
Plenty of time on the clock, 6.5 minutes. Hawks definitely want to try to answer right here going into halftime. Remember that Paris will receive the ball as we begin the second half. Johnson's rolling right, looking for somewhere to throw it. Nobody was open, and he's just going to throw the ball away. Probably a good decision.
Yeah, wise decision there. It looks like whenever he was wanting to throw that he had a Wildcat behind him and just knew better than trying to put that in the air.
Toss to Danner on the right side. Danner found that same seam. He's got a little bit of room. Has the Pleasant Grove first down across midfield down to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Cordray Cooper was there for the defensive stop, and I think that was Addison Burgeon who helped move the ball a few more yards.
Johnson fakes a toss and gave it to Torian Phillips around the right side. He also picks up a Pleasant Grove first down, taking the ball down to about the 32.
Yeah, Zamarian Robinson was there in defensive back role making that tackle.
Lance Jackson did a good job blocking number 10 on the Wildcats, kind of pushing him out and making that lane. Give to Danner. Danner's just a workhorse. I mean, he's just solid. Good job up the right side.
Yeah, Preston Harper was there to make that initial hit, but was able to get another few yards, and Cordray Cooper stepping in to be one of the Wildcats there to make the stop.
Officially, they're marking him just shy of the first down. School board says 2nd and 1 is really probably 2nd and a half.
Jaden Stewart out there.
To give to Boardley. Boardley juked there in the middle and kind of went back to his right. If he'd have come to his left, he'd have had nothing but pasture in front of him.
Yeah, Cordray Cooper was there to make that stop, and Jonathan Jones is there to slow him down just a little bit.
That is another first down for the Hawks. 4:40 left in the first half. Give to Boardley again. Hurdle to the defender. He's going to take it down to about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Jadrian Henderson there wrapping him up and bringing him down.
I think that went to Bordley once again inside the 5, took it down to the 2 or 3 yard line. The running game right now is working behind Big Darrell Smith a little bit.
Yeah, Diego Lopez was one of the Wildcats there to make that stop. Yeah, a lot of positive plays this series for Pleasant Grove.
That's good in the huddle just then. I noticed Victor Shaw tapping the other offensive lineman on the shoulder, telling him, good job, let's keep rolling. Jaden Stewart carried for the Hawks, and they signal as a touchdown. Stewart's in for the score. I couldn't tell based on our camera point if he got in or not, but the far official signaled touchdown.
Yeah, Patrick Rowland was there to make the stop, but was standing in the end zone. Allowing the ball to break the play.
Coach Gibson has to be pleased with that, to come back out and respond. That was fairly easy. Caleb Jones' point after is good off of the hold of Jackson Gibson. So we're at 3 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first half, and the Hawks take a one-score lead, 14-7 over the Paris Wildcats.
Yeah, that series definitely has to be pleasing to the coaches, and seeing with the ease that it looked that Pleasant Grove was able to move the ball.
Yeah, I think my favorite part of that entire drive was seeing Victor Shaw in the huddle and smacking the O-lineman on the shoulder. That's a good positive energy. We need to see that from those guys, encouragement along the way. Real happy about that. Baca's kickoff goes halfway into the end zone in the air. He's done a great job this season of stepping into that role.
Yeah, as Pleasant Grove continues to move through the season, he's definitely going to be a weapon that is going to allow them to win most special teams opportunities. And then you start adding Cade Martin on the punting role. Field goal and point after attempt or point after scores, pretty solid.
Wildcats come out with Ward back at quarterback. Hands it off. I believe that was Dawson trying to come out of the pile and make his way around the left side, but wasn't able to do that. Going to result in no gain and bring up second down.
Yeah, Logan Holt was there to hang on to his ankle and was able to keep him right at the line of game.
Ward hands it off on the inside again. I think that's Chris Houston. Chris Houston just carrying the Hawk defenders with him.
Yeah, he looked like a man amongst boys then.
You notice all those Hawk defenders are grabbing him around the shoulders, and look at his thighs. You're not going to grab him at the shoulders and bring him down. Got to get him low. I believe it was Coy Martin finally slid down and grabbed him by the legs. Give to Houston again. Power running right up the middle. That's impressive. Just impressive power run by that young man.
Caden McFadden jumped on his back and followed him to the ground there.
He ran right out of Corbin Franklin's tackle. Again, Franklin had him by the shoulders instead of trying to get him low.
You have Paris looking like they're moving with ease.
Dawson's in the backfield this time. It's a toss to him on the left. Nowhere to go this time. Caden McFadden makes first contact, gets a little help. It's going to be a Wildcat loss.
Yeah, that was a pretty special stop there with Caden McFadden, just arm strength, being able to hold him there until the Hawks joined him to make that tackle.
A minute 20 and a running clock to finish out the first half.
Malik Johnson running that play in and going to the top of the screen here.
Dawson's a running back with Ward in the backfield. It is a give to Dawson, but there's nowhere for him to go. Several Hawks in on the play, and once again, there's a flag.
Yeah, Wheeler was there fighting through his man to make that tackle.
Call is face mask against the Hawks. Don't think it's intentional, just everybody reaching and grabbing up high. Ends up being a face mask.
I did not see it, so it must have been in the scrum. Looks like we're going to have a timeout by Pleasant Grove, so we will take a Texas A&M Texarkana timeout commercial.
You've spent years working hard to create your financial security. Reward yourself with a checking account designed specifically for you by a bank that shows you the outstanding level of customer service you deserve. With State Bank's Elite Checking, you can qualify for a competitive rate of interest, no monthly service fee, free checks, and superior customer service. Let State Bank be your bank for service, relationships, and living life to its fullest.
We are back with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in this half, and give you some scoring updates. Sulphur Springs leading Liberty Islo 14-6. Texas High leading Hallsville 14-10. And DCAT is leading Tenaha 16-0.
Ward at quarterback, Houston in the backfield. Ward's under all kinds of pressure. Who is that?
Victor Shaw.
That's a drive-changing sack right there. A loss of, goodness, 12, 15 yards.
And he did a very, very good job not putting his body on the quarterback and drawing a flag.
Yeah, that's a big deal this year. When you've got them wrapped up, you can't drive them into the ground.
So with that timeout, they're going to reset the clock at 54 seconds remaining in this halftime. And up until that stop, Harris had to have been happy with how they were moving the ball.
That may be Shaw's first sack. He's got some tackles for a loss. Came into this game with 26 total tackles. I don't have a sack recorded for him. That may be his first one.
Yeah, he spent a majority of his time playing defensive tackle.
Wildcats give to Houston, who's been a workhorse up to this point. Doesn't get very much on that play, though. Keeps the clock running. It's going to bring up second down.
Eddie Tank was there to help make that stop, and looks like Pleasant Grove is going to take their final timeout. Well, we've got 48 seconds left in this halftime. And Pleasant Grove is playing to possibly get the ball back again.
It's got to be Coach Gibson's goal. You take a shot downfield, but more than likely just get it back and be in control of running the clock out at your own pace. Although I wouldn't mind seeing that pass to Jackson Gibson downfield again. Give him another shot at that. As we come back to the field, we have 3rd down and 24 at the 36-yard line, 48 seconds left on the clock.
We've got Akari Johnson and Decurion Douglas there at the top of the screen.
Ward tosses it out to Houston. He's trying to go around the left side. He's not going to make it over there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a stun or not, but Jalen Borley blew through that offensive line and made that stop.
I think the goal for the Wildcats right there was just to make sure the clock keeps running. Hawks don't have a timeout to stop it, so the Wildcats, if they like, can just try to throw one towards the end zone, see if they can get lucky.
It looks like we've got number 5 down here at the bottom that they may want to come out here and cover.
That is the end of the first half as it goes to zeros. Pleasant Grove has a 14-7 lead over the Paris Wildcats. And so we're going to have the halftime here and the band entertainment from both groups.
Life is busy, and we get it. The State Bank mobile app was designed to make banking more convenient for you. Check account activity, make transfers, pay bills, and manage your debit card in a snap. You can deposit checks from the convenience of your home or wherever life lands you. The State Bank app lets you organize your accounts, manage alerts, and easily email our customer service experts. Now that you have State Bank at your fingertips, you can spend more time doing what's important to you.
Your family, your bank, State Bank.
For your loss. Senior lieutenant, Skylar Kemp. Showstopper captain, senior, E. Dale. Showstopper of the week is senior, Molly Inglewood. The showstoppers under the direction of Christy Robinson and perform a field jazz routine to Simply Irresistible. lifetime entertainment. The award-winning Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band. The Pride in Motion Band is led on the field by senior drum majors Maggie Parker and Miguel Rodriguez. The band will be performing their 2022 competition show, Lost. School Band. The Mighty Motion is under the direction of Jay Sutton, assisted by Jody Digby, Anna Sutton, and Kevin Sutton. This week's section of the week is the Flutes. Freshman of the week is Jackson T. We would like to thank the Pleasant Grove Band Booster Club for the continued support of our program. Thanks also to our Pride in Motion Band Bronze corporate sponsors, Autotech, Bowie County Fire Extinguisher, Bubba Green Towing, Harmony Oral Facial and Implant Center, Dr. Dent, Pleasant Grove Pharmacy, Red River Record Service, Foran Family Barbecue, Sam's Club, Rice Auto Body and Glass Incorporated, J.D. Atkinson, DBS, Walco's Bistro and Bar, Outstage Hardware, Oral Honda of Texarkana, Red River Meat Company, Dutch Groovin 24, Police and Sons Incorporated, and Oral Honda of Texarkana. Silver sponsors are Discount Women Tire, Hawkins Screen Landscaping, On the Border Mexican Grill and Cantina, Thrive Yoga Texarkana, and Tri-State Industrial Contractors Incorporated, and Air Now, and our gold sponsors, Dr. Kevin Howard Forms, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, United Underground, LLC, Big Mike TV, and AC Services. Go Hawks!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we proudly present the Diamond Sweepstakes award-winning Paris High School Blazettes under the direction of Andrew Musgrove and Renisha Davis. The Blazette officers this year are Second Lieutenant Miss Trinice Buzel, First Lieutenant Miss Briley Lejeune, and Blazette Captain Miss Jamia Fuller. Blazette of the Week is Miss Jocelyn Fulbright. Tonight, the Blazettes will be performing their hit song, Treasure, played by the Paris Wildcat Blue Blazes Band. The Blazettes would like to thank their parents and sponsors for their continuing support. We hope you enjoy their performance.
Please welcome to the field the Paris High School Marching Band under the field direction of Senior Drum Major Evelyn Lopez. Junior donators for the band are Anderson Bunch, Luke David Garza, and Campaign. Commodore Captain is Anani Cruz. The dance program this year is entitled Psychopomp, which is the guide that escorts you to your final destination in the afterlife. Tonight's show features music from the band Six, the Broadway musical Hadestown, and Evanescence. This evening's soloists are Anderson Bunch, Omar Hernandez, and Brandon LaJulie. Wildcats of the Week, Addison Andrew and Miley Anderson. Bobby of this week is awarded to the front ensemble. Ladies and gentlemen, the Paris Blue Blazers Wildcat Marching Band.
get out those tickets you bought for the 50-50 cash drawing. The winner needs to meet the PTO team on the track by the Harrison Walker.
Texas A&M University Texarkana has brought the excitement of college athletics to your hometown. Our student athletes come from right down the street, across the country, and around the world to compete in tennis, soccer, basketball, baseball, softball, cross country, and volleyball. Come cheer on the Eagles and experience the action-packed thrill of TAMUT Athletics. For schedule information, visit TAMUT Athletics on Facebook or visit www.tamuteagles.com.
Wildcats Stadium, where Pleasant Grove leads 14-7 against Wildcats. When expecting to see the second half?
In terms of gameplay and gamesmanship, I don't really expect to see anything different. I think it'll be pretty much the same. What I hope to see is a whole lot less little rags going on both teams.
I definitely think that both sides want to clean up play, just so that the penalties don't impact drives. And I expect to see a lot more of Spencer Danner this next half, and those running backs for Paris, they're at the end of the second half. Chris Houston, holy cow! I mean, just a man out there being able to run that ball.
Yeah, I'm sure they will feed him some more. Well, we're underway. Kickoff is underway. It's bouncing at the 5, goes into the end zone. We'll come back out for a touchback. I don't know if you guys at home can hear or not, but the PA announcer here, he's having a really good time.
Share some scores in the second quarter. You've got Sulphur Springs leading Liberty Islo 17-6. Texas High is leading Hallsville 28-10 in the second quarter. And DeKalb still has a shutout over Tenaha 23-0.
Ward is under center. He hands it off on the very first play. I believe that went to Hohenberger. And we begin on the first play with a flag. Another face mask called against the Hawks. Ball at the 41-yard line. First down for Paris. I believe that was our first look at Houston. Was that 26 or 28? Nope, that was 26. That's Tadrick Dawson on the carry.
Victor Shaw, one of the Hawks, holding on to him to keep him to just a gain of 5. Great read there by Caden McFadden. Stopping Trevin Hohenberger in the backfield.
Could hear the PG coaches in the box next to us holler, "Great read, Caden." Actually, they said K-Mac. 3rd down and 8. Ball's at the 43-yard line. Give to Dawson again. Really not much he can get out of that one.
That defensive line's doing a real good job not allowing the Wildcat offensive line explode.
Preston Harper comes in to punt for the Wildcats. Akari Johnson is back deep to receive. Ball snapped a little high, but handled and punted away.
That punt was shanked just a little bit to the right. Should give Pleasant Grove decent field position.
Looks like they're going to mark it at the 30-yard line, so Hawks will come out to have this first possession of the second half. Just under 10 minutes left in the third quarter, 9 minutes and 50 seconds, with the Hawks having a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, outside of that face mask call, I mean, defense definitely looked very, very good. And, you know, from a coach standpoint, I'm not sure that you can really say that much about, I guess, the face mask call. I mean, that's just them being aggressive and just having to learn where not to have their hands.
Johnson tossed out to Danner. Danner working around the right side, does a great job of working on his blockers and not outrunning him, just staying behind them. Works his way out to about the 40-yard line for a Pleasant Grove first down.
Yeah, Takari and Gray there, linebacker making that stop. Real good job coming across the line there. Spencer Danner just looks so fluid whenever he's running that ball.
That's the thing that I think about. Is just he makes it look easy. Johnson found the seam up the middle. One guy to get him down and does the job.
Yeah, Cordray Cooper was the last man, and he did make that stop. But not after enough yardage for a first down.
Back to Danner. When Danner runs the ball, he just seems effortless. He's patient. He doesn't outrun his blockers. He waits. He trusts them to make some room for him. Then when he finds the seam, he's got an extra gear to get through it pretty quickly. Speaking of that, there's Danner right there. About a 3-yard gain.
Looks like Diego Lopez was there, part of that stop. That brings up a rolling clock of 9 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Second and 5, ball at the 38-yard line. It's a give to Torian Phillips, and Torian picks up another Pleasant Grove first down. Ball will be down at the 32-yard line. The Hawks just have so many different running backs, and they seem different skills, different abilities, but there's plenty of them. Well, we just had another flag. I believe it was a second one called against Paris, offsides on the defense.
Yeah, going back to the many hands that Pleasant Grove has running back, you know, being able to see Torian, you know, carry the ball, that's going to open up that jet sweep a little bit later in the season as well.
Might have been a little busted play for the Hawks, but it still works out pretty well.
And more yellow tissue on the field.
That's probably going to be a hold based on where that flag is, or kind of a blocking. I don't know.
Yeah, I believe that referee called that on Lance Jackson. And I'm not sure he has that part of the field. Keen eyesight. Backs Pleasant Grove up.
Toss out to Danner. Danner's trying to outrun a defender. Gets past the original line of scrimmage, and a gain of maybe 4 past the original line.
Yeah, that was Patrick Rowland there with the true shoestring tackle there.
Second down and 6, ball at the 28.
Jackson Gibson bringing in that play.
It's Bordley on the handoff working around the right, but there's really nothing there for him.
Yeah, Caden McDonald was one of the first Wildcats through to make a tackle for loss. Caden McFadden in on offense.
It's 3rd and 6, probably 2 down territory for Coach Gibson. Hawks shuffling around, did not get set. That was very obvious. I don't know why you would snap the ball when the line is still moving to get set.
Yeah, I think an easy word on this series of plays would just be disappointing as far as the number of flags that have been thrown.
So that will make it 3rd and 11. Ball's at the 34. Correction, 33. Johnson keeps it, works up the right side. He picks up a first down, is pushed out of bounds about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Caden McDonald was there to be able to tackle him.
Good run by Akari there. Gentleman in the press box with us tonight, Mr. Matt Fry, said the first half was played in 53 minutes. We will probably be about that same way in the second half as fast as this is going. Cade McFadden carried the ball there. No gain on the play. Took it back to the 20-yard line to make it 2nd down.
Yeah, E.T. Turner fought through his blocker, and Caden actually had to leap over him, but was not able to get any additional yardage.
Thinking you're going to see a rollout pass here. Well, that shows you what I know. Torian Phillips working hard just to pick up something positive.
Yeah, Joseph Bailey almost just picked him up and carried him that play.
It's going to make it 3rd and 8 with 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and the clock is rolling.
Victor Shaw once again came in the game and giving his linemen high fives.
Johnson on the keeper. Wanted to go to the right. He got cut off, worked his way back towards the middle a little bit. Might have got a yard out of it.
Yeah, Diego Lopez there to help block that hole.
Brings up a 4th down for the Grove. This looks like it's in field goal range, but the Hawks are going to come out to run an offensive play and go for it. Toss to Danner. That's the obvious man you would give it to. He's got the first down, takes it in for the score. Spencer Danner.
Yeah, just another effortless run. Makes one cut inside. May have been touched as he entered into the end zone.
Point after is good by Caleb Jones. So 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the third quarter. The Hawks take an extra score lead, 21-7 in favor of Pleasant Grove. Jay, I wouldn't say that was a pretty drive, but you're always pleased when it ends with 7 points on the board.
Yeah, and it definitely just, proves to the offense that, times that they were able to get behind the chains, they've got enough manpower there to be able to, get that first down and continue the series. And it's just, good to see Spencer Danner complete a run like that to get that touchdown.
Danner got a really good block as we watch the replay. 57, is that Joseph Bailey?
It is.
Yeah, good downfield block leading him into the end zone. Kick is underway. Goes into the end zone. Ball comes loose, but right back in the hands of the returner. And he's got a lane, lot of room, one guy to beat. Nobody's going to catch him. He's taking this one to the house. That is number 25, Keyshawn Roberts.
Yeah, that was a very, very good run back. I think that bobble probably caused a couple of Hawks to get out of their lanes, and boy, he just went in. Very good speed.
The kicker had a chance to get at him, but the returner kind of slowed it down, faked him out, and then just as our kicker went towards him, he kicked it in a different gear and just left him. Just a bad angle. But that play should have been made before it was his responsibility. Well, great return by Keyshawn Roberts. Good legs, good wheels. Point after is good.
And quickly we have a 7-point game again. Yeah, sometimes you wonder why coaches have their players take a kickoff back whenever they catch it in the end zone, and that would be one of the reasons why.
I think you're right about that bobble in the end zone. It just kind of makes everybody check up just a little bit, create something different.
That sense of momentum and the ability of their kicker to be able to do that little pooch kick, definitely would say conversation was had on the Pleasant Grove side to make sure you keep your head on straight here.
The Hawks have changed their kick return setup from what it was last time. Now we've got number 36, Caden Martin, in the second row of receivers. That's about where it goes. Cade catches the ball, and it'll be down at the 42, 43-yard line.
Yeah, as soon as Cade knew the ball was coming to him, he waved fair catch. In this third quarter, we've got 3 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. Pleasant Grove leading 21-14. Pleasant Grove with the ball.
Danner goes in motion. He's got the handoff, working around the right side for the jet sweep. He's got a first down and pushed out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
And number 33 for Paris was coming across and took just the wrong angle for Danner to be able to get around him.
Right before that carry, we were given a stat that Spencer Danner, before that last carry, had 154 yards in this game. It's going to give him 545 for the season previous to that last carry. Danner again. Good spin move to at least get something positive. He's taken down about the 41.
Yeah, I believe that was Caden McDonald that came up and made that play there.
Second down and 8, 3 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock. Jalen Borley takes the ball up the middle. Positive yards for the Hawks, maybe 3 or 4 yards gain.
Yeah, Patrick Rowland was there to be able to wrap Borley up there.
Hawks O-lineman a little shaken up, slow to get up off the ground.
It's definitely cooled off a little bit, but it's still warm down there on the field.
To give to Borley again up the right side. Borley does the hard work to pick up another Pleasant Grove first down.
Yeah, Zamarian Robinson was there to help make that stop, but not until after enough yardage was there to move the chains. Cade McDonald for Harris lost his helmet on that play, so he's going to have to sit out for at least one.
Torion Phillips takes the ball. Little trap play back up the right side. Carries it down to the 25-yard line before he's brought down.
Watching some of the offensive linemen there, I think they touched as many Wildcats as I did on that last play. Takes it to 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this third quarter.
Danner found the seam again, working up the middle, down to the 10-yard line. He reminds me so much of watching Bruce Garrett, run the ball for the Hawks.
Yeah, the MVP of that play was the coach that got Caden McDonald's helmet back on him, because he was the last one to be able to make that stop there.
The downside for Paris in scoring on that kickoff return is a lot of the defenders kind of have their hands on their hips right now. They had to come in.
Yeah, Borley burling through again for positive yardage there to take it to the 5-yard line. And that may, I guess we end up having maybe one more play this quarter.
Johnson gives to Danner. Danner shook one tackle but couldn't get away from the second one. He's brought down back at the 5, maybe 6-yard line.
Yeah, that was Preston Harper, their leading linebacker in tackles, just coming through there and making that open field tackle there.
That brings us to the end of the third quarter. We have a one-score ball game with Pleasant Grove leading 21-14, but the ball is at the 6-yard line as we've switched ends of the field.
We have 12 minutes remaining in this game, going into the fourth quarter here. Pleasant Grove going to get the ball 6-yard line. Third down. They've already proved that they're willing to go for it in fourth down inside field goal territory, so you'd have to assume that they would continue to do this now. A quick scoring update. Sulphur Springs leading 24-6 over Liberty Isle.
Johnson gives to Danner. Danner worked back to the inside. If he stayed outside, it's an easy score if he went for the corner, but he is brought down.
Yeah, Corday Cooper stayed home and was able to make that tackle. Looks like we may see a field goal.
Goes for it. So Caleb Jones comes on to kick a field goal for Pleasant Grove. About 11 minutes and 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Clock is running. Jackson Gibson holding. It is good. So Caleb Jones adds 3 to Pleasant Grove's score to make it a 24-14, 10-point lead with 11 minutes, 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Hawks certainly would have liked to have had a touchdown there, but having a 2-score lead makes a big difference.
Well, and that's going to cause a little more sense of urgency by the Wildcats, and when you start adding sense of urgency, that's when some mistakes can be made. Kari Johnson might be able to get his interception for the evening, should that happen.
Wonder what the stat is on laundry on the field per team tonight.
I think there's been about 21 or 22 penalties.
Halston Baca on to kick off for the Grove. See if we've got the kickoff return fixed. Went for more of a pooch kick this time.
Oh my gosh.
Get on it.
Oh no.
Yeah, Pleasant Grove had plenty of opportunities there to get that, but they do come up with the ball.
Heads up play by the Grove. It kind of looked like Paris didn't know what to do with that. Maybe that they didn't know it's a live ball.
Yeah, Logan Holt came out with the ball. He definitely wasn't the first, second, or third Hawk to touch it. But yeah, definitely some miscommunication. The Paris kickoff team there. Should Pleasant Grove score here, that sort of nullifies the kickoff return.
Johnson brings his team out, but there is a timeout called by Paris.
We want to thank Texas A&M Texarkana for that timeout. Had a pitch to Bordley on the outside there where he was able to get about a 6-yard gain. Looks like we do have a injured Wildcat.
It's Patrick Rowland shaking up on the play.
Their medical staff attending. He is up on his feet and heading to the sidelines under his own power. Looks like it's going to be a right shoulder injury for him. Hopefully it'll just be something that he could work out on the sidelines and get back in the game. Pleasant Grove takes advantage of that and keeps the ball within the tackles.
About a second Wildcat defender that was shook up on the play. Didn't see him over on the sideline. Walking across, but struggling a little bit.
That may be DeCarian Douglas, who's been a very, very instrumental player for them tonight.
Coming back now to live action. We got 11 minutes and 1 second left in the ball game in the fourth quarter. We're 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line. It's a toss to Bordley, trying to get around the left side. A good play made to bring him down for no gain.
And Jalen may have lost his footing just a little bit there as well. But Paris definitely had that dialed up well.
Third down and 5. Will we see Danner here? Danner's got it. Toss to the right. He's trying to find the edge. A little bit of room.
That may have been the first time that I've seen Danner do a stiff arm.
He did get the first down, so it's going to be 1st and goal for Pleasant Grove at the 4. Tossed to Boardley to the left. He stumbled a little bit and really couldn't get the wheels under himself there, and he's brought down for a loss.
I'm thinking that's the second time in a row that he's lost his footing there.
It's going to make it 2nd and goal, probably about the 6-yard line, 8-yard line. Give to Danner. He cut it back up in the middle of the field. Hawks are trying to move the pile. I'm surprised the officials let it keep going that long.
Danner taking it back to the middle, just looking for that hole.
Given progress, it's down to about the 3. So 3rd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Corday Cooper came in there late to keep him out of the end zone and definitely was trying to strip it there at the end.
Toss to Danner again, nothing there this time. Several Wildcats over there waiting on it.
Yeah, Trevin Hohenberger definitely felt that the ball was coming his direction and just ran right past that Pleasant Grove offensive lineman, Joseph Bailey.
So it is 4th and goal, and thus far the kicking team has not come out. Got to be a little bit of a pride play here where you recover a kickoff that close to the end zone, and settling for a field goal might hurt your feelings a little bit.
Coach is definitely going to think about it. Going to take a timeout. We'll go to a Texas A&M Texarkana timeout commercial.
A shield against the elements. Comfort in the midst of chaos. Shelter in the aftermath of destruction. For 75 years, Shelter Insurance has remained true to our promise to be there when you need us most. This is the heartbeat of our company. Our why. Shelter Insurance. For your auto, home, and life.
In Arkansas, see Brian Bolt for a free insurance review.
Quinn, what are we going to do? We going to kick or go for it?
Tell you, if it was me, I would kick it. I'd put points on the board. I'd rather do that. But I've watched Coach Gibson now long enough to know he doesn't kick a whole lot of field goals. Especially when you consider Pleasant Grove historically the last several years has had really good kickers. He's probably feeling confident in a 10-point lead right now. Johnson rolling right, looking for anybody, not finding anybody though. Threw a jump ball back over to the left side, and it is caught by Torian Phillips for the Pleasant Grove score. Shades of a play that I remember Ben Harmon doing the same thing, rolling to the right and finding Sergio in the star, rolling, going very far to the left.
Yeah, Torian did a great job staying in the game and going back towards the other end of the end zone. Wasn't how it was drawn up, but there's 6 on the board.
Yeah, you don't get style points as long as it gets in the end zone. Point after is no good. That is only Caleb's only his second missed point after attempt of this season. So we have 7:56, just shy of 8 minutes left in the ball game. The Hawks move out to a 30-14 lead.
Definitely want to thank those that are watching tonight's stream, and definitely want to thank all of our sponsors that allow us to be able to do this.
You know, I said I would kick a field goal. I'm glad Coach Gibson didn't listen to me. Let's see what happens on this kickoff if it hits the ground. Kickoff is taken. Can't see a number just yet, but a good return on that one. Number 13 for the Wildcats, Aldrin Gill, brought the ball all the way out to the 47-yard line. Ward's in the shotgun, running back on his left. He keeps it off the direct snap. Gain of a couple to bring it second down.
Yeah, Wheeler was there first to be able to make contact low, keep that at the line of gain.
I'm surprised in this entire second half we haven't seen any more of Houston run the ball after the way they ended the first half. Ward rolling left. Pass falls incomplete. It was intended for number 21, Braden Beck.
Yeah, actually, that was Trevin Hohenberger that came in to take quarterbacking responsibilities for that play. A little screen pass that was just over the hands of the running back. Tadrick Dawson. Brings up a fourth down, and looks like Paris is going to go for it.
Hohenberger still at quarterback, rolling left. Flips the ball forward. Kind of a sidearm throw. Really good job there. That was completed to number 16, Zamarian Robinson. Good vision by Hohenberger to see him. Good effort to make the sidearm throw to get it there.
Yeah, Victor got up a little tender there after taking a shot from his own teammate there.
Dawson carries up the middle, inside the 30.
Victor was steady enough there to make that tackle, but he is going to go to the sideline just for a little bit. Looks like a little tender ankle for him.
6 minutes, 5 seconds left in the game. The clock is running. Ball at the 29-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Ellenberger was rolling right. Play is stopped. There's a flag on the play near the 35. False start's called against Paris.
I want to invite those that don't have any plans tomorrow to come to Pleasant Grove High School. Pleasant Grove's having their marching contest with various other school districts coming in tomorrow for a day full of marching. It's going to be at the high school there on McKnight Road.
Hohenberger keeps it up the middle.
Yeah, Lance Jackson was there for the stop and had some help by Tank.
.5:15 left in the game. Hohenberger looking right, throws it deep downfield. Pass is broken up. Was intended for number 4, Malik Johnson.
Yeah, Kari Johnson was there and possibly could have had a 3rd interception. Right through his hands.
It's going to make it 4th and 9, 4:52 on the clock as it stopped for the incomplete pass.
Looks like we are going to have a timeout by Paris. And we'll go ahead and go to a Texas A&M Texarkana timeout commercial.
I'm Dr. Matt Young from Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. We have expanded to increase our outstanding services for our community. We are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We're a full-service emergency department and are now offering inpatient services and outpatient imaging. Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital, real ER without the wait, where your hometown physician owners are always here for you.
Well, regardless of the outcome of this game tonight, Pleasant Grove's going to get a much-needed week off, and then they will start district play against Gilmer on the 7th of October. I don't know if anybody else has circled that game, but I have.
Hohenberger under pressure, but he slips it, gets away from a couple of Hawks. Ultimately brought down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like Tank was able to fight off his blocker. No, that was Victor Shaw.
Ball will go to the Hawks, change of possession on downs. The Hawks will have it at the 31-yard line with 4:43 left in the ball game.
And a good bend, don't break defensive series there. Keep the 16-point lead intact. Patterson's getting his first touch of the evening there.
Making the best of it. Good run. Patterson's a freshman running back, got called up about the second or third game of the season, has touched the ball a few times this year, and for the most part had positive yards most of the time.
Jadrian Henderson was there for the stop for the Wildcats. Second touch in a row.
Second first down in a row. Like that out of a freshman running back.
Yeah, Cade McDonald was there for the stop, along with number, I believe that was 11. It was Shelton, along with the stop there.
Give to Danner.
Cade McDonald once again, they're part of the Wildcat defense making the stop there.
It's probably just me, but I think I'd have Danner out of the game at this point. Buck Anderson gets a carry. That might be his first varsity carry. I'm not real sure. He doesn't have many. I don't have him down as having any yards so far this year. Buck is the younger brother of Tucker Anderson, who everybody will remember from baseball. He's playing baseball at Ouachita Baptist right now.
For a first touch, that wasn't bad.
Faked the toss, gave it back to Patterson. Patterson tried to work it to the outside. It was a good read. There was nothing on the inside, so he did right to go out there, but didn't have any help on the outside either.
Yeah, Zamarian Johnson definitely stayed home and got off of Gibson's block there.
Cade Martin on that play was blocking two blue jerseys by himself. Two minutes and 20 seconds left in the ball game. Clock is running. Spencer Danner working up the left. Planted his foot, came back to the inside and worked up the middle a little bit.
Yeah, Diego Lopez was there to keep that from moving any further, where we've got basically 3rd and 4.
.150 remaining. You could just tell on that one, Danner's job is catch the ball and stay in bounds.
Rolling clock on here at 1 minute and 33 seconds.
Fourth down and 3. Johnson's rolling right. He's throwing to the back corner, but oh, it didn't work out. Overthrew his receiver. That was intended for Brett Spivey.
Yeah, he was open, just not the best pass into the corner of the end zone.
So the ball will go over on downs. That was 4th down. Paris takes over with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the ball game. The Hawks have a 30-14 lead. Go back for the Wildcats, go back to number 15, Eli Ward, as their quarterback. Ward gave it to Gill, working around the right side. He's going to get pushed out of bounds to stop the clock. Well, correction, the clock is still running.
Yeah, Aldrin Gill definitely has a little extra step still left in his tank for this game.
Ward handed it off. Was that Houston again? Yeah, Houston, I believe that's his first carry of the second half.
It looks like we may have another hand on the face mask during that tackle.
Unsportsmanlike called against Pleasant Grove.
It looks like there were 2 of them, and both of them are going to be enforced.
.29 seconds. 1st and 10, ball on the 50-yard line. It's a give to Aldrin Gill.
Jalen Foster was in on the tackle there.
Paris did call a timeout with 19 seconds left in the ball game.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a score of interest. Sulphur Springs in the 4th quarter leading Liberty Allo 24-6, and Texas High continues their lead over Hallsville in the 3rd quarter 49-31. And Argyle has actually finished their game with Frisco Memorial, beat them 51-13.
Ward looking to pass. He's under pressure and just threw the ball up in the air. K-Mac made a diving effort to get over there. Ball's going to fall incomplete to leave 14 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, good effort by Caden to try to make the play, just not enough turf left.
I didn't make out who put the pressure on the quarterback. You see who that was?
No, I was too busy looking where they were fixing to throw the ball. Outside of the penalties, I think Pleasant Grove is going to be happy with the effort that they've seen.
A lot of QB pressure again. Big hit. Ball came loose. The Hawks got on it. You can't return that. They're trying to tackle him, but not sure if they. Well, that is the ball game. The clock rolls to 0-0 on that play, with the Pleasant Grove Hawks 30 and Paris Wildcats 14 being the final score.
Well, like I was saying, I think you can be happy with the effort that we saw minus the penalties, and that's just going to be something that Pleasant Grove's going to have to clean up. Spencer Danner once again has a phenomenal game on the ground. Jalen Bordley had a good game on the ground. Caden McFadden had plenty of times to impact the game tonight. Victor Shaw. Overall, just good efforts by the Pleasant Grove Hawks tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely, it's one of those games where you're glad you won. You're glad nobody got hurt. It doesn't feel great, though. It just doesn't feel real good. So when you look at again, we'd like to know how much laundry was on the field, the discrepancy in penalties from side to side, but it just doesn't feel great. I don't know how any different to say that. And I think the disappointing thing to me is so many of the penalties that we know that Pleasant Grove got, they were personal fouls and unsportsmanlike things, and things that we've got control of those.
Sure.
We shouldn't be doing that, especially this late in the season where that's not who we are. And so I'm sure coaches will address that, though, and it'll get dealt with, and we get a break. for a week, and then we look forward to meeting up with Gilmer.
Well, and you look at this game, as far as being able to compare. Liberty Allo put 28 points up against them. We put 30. Liberty Allo's defense was able to hold them to 14. That's an interesting story there. Gilmer was able to put 50 up on them and limit them to 7 scores, or 7 points. So, it's going to be interesting starting now. It's district play for Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, you asked me at the beginning of this broadcast what I thought about this team, and I said I'm not sure who we are. And I don't feel like I'm leaving this game having a better idea of which version of Pleasant Grove we're going to see the rest of the season. And I think the things that messed us up in this game are things that mostly we did to ourselves. So still not sure who we are yet, but we're going to get it figured out.
I would think with this bye week, that's going to be one of the topics that they talk about, and just being able to play that clean game and eliminate and reduce those mistakes and the penalties that you can control. There were a couple of offsides. There's a couple of penalties where they weren't set. So those are things that can definitely be cleaned up. But I agree. I'm not sure that identity has been established yet for this Pleasant Grove Hawk team. And definitely want to thank all of our sponsors that allow us to do this tonight, and thank those that watched our stream. And we will see you in 2 weeks.